Hello, my unique and extraordinary individuals and SBN family. Welcome back to Why Be Normal Rose. And today I am going to be ranking my top 14 episodes of Supernatural from season 1 to season 14, one from each season. This first part will be 1 through 9, and the second part will be 10 through 14 plus honorable mentions. There are going to be spoilers in this video for Supernatural, so if you have not seen the show yet, I would highly recommend not watching this video. But with that being said, let's carry on my wayward son and get right into the video. Right, so number 14 is season 1 episode Season 1 Episode 9, which is Home, and it says Sam is haunted by a vision of a woman trapped in the brothers' childhood home and convinces a reluctant Dean that they need to go back there. Yep, it's a nostalgic episode, and they go back to their childhood home to hunt a poltergeist, which is basically a ghost of their mom, and they meet Misery Mosley, played by Lorna Devine. I love her, and she has some of the best lines in the entire show. So yeah, that's why I like it so much. For season 2, my favorite episode is Heart. This might surprise some of you guys, but my favorite episode in season 2 is season 2, episode 17, and it's Heart. And it's while investigating the death of a lawyer who appears to have been killed by a wild animal, Sam and Dean realize they are tracking a werewolf. Yep, they're tracking a werewolf, and Sam meets this girl named Madison, who is the first girl that he's really liked since Jess and her being killed in the pilot, and Jess being killed in the pilot, and they discover that Madison is the werewolf, and so they try to cure her of being a werewolf by killing the werewolf that bit her, and unfortunately it does not work. And Sam has to end up killing Madison, who was the first girl that he really liked since Jess. And that is such an emotional scene. And the song that plays in that scene is so emotional too. I love that song and I love that episode because of how emotional it is. So, for season 3, my favorite episode is season 8. It is season 3, episode 8, and it is called A Very Supernatural Christmas, and it says, it's Christmas time and Sam and Dean investigate a series of murders where the victims were pulled up through chimneys. Yep. I love that this episode takes place in season 3 because the plotline of season 3 is the fact that Dean made a deal to save Sam and now he's gonna be going to hell at the end of this season. So he's on borrowed time, so he's like, I want to have a Christmas. And Sam doesn't want to have a Christmas because he thinks the ones that they had when they were little were terrible and doesn't want to relive them. And when they investigate this case, they realize they're actually dealing with pagan gods, and with pagan gods, and there are a lot of flashbacks in this episode, and I love flashback episodes of Supernatural, and I love this episode because it is filler, and I have a thing about Christmas episodes absolutely needing to be filler, so that is why I love this. For season 4, my favorite episode is season 4, episode 6. And if I'm looking down like this, it's because I'm looking down at my phone. And it's Dean is infected with an illness that starts as anxiety, but moves into full-blown terror and stops the heart. Yeah, so basically, Dean is suffering from a ghost sickness, and as it says, it starts as anxiety, but then goes into bigger fear, and he's afraid of everything, and in 48 hours it would stop the heart. And I absolutely love Childlike Dean, and the reason why I love this episode so much is because at the end scene was sorry about the dog, everybody. The end scene was lip syncing to Eye of the Tiger, and it was a genuine outtake. And earlier in the episode, Eye of the Tiger was playing, and I love that it was a genuine outtake of Jensen singing Eye of the Tiger. And I love that they put that at the end of the episode instead of in the gag reel. I bet they put that in the gag reel too. Let me know down below if they did. But yeah, that's why I like this episode so much. For season 5, my favorite episode is episode 15, and it's called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, and it's the dead are rising from their graves and happily reuniting with their families in Bobby's hometown. Yep, it's, that, and also it is the entrance of Jody, and the entrance of my favorite ship in the show, which is Jody and Bobby, and the people who are the dead who are rising all over town are just some normal people who live in the town, and then Jody's son and Bobby's wife. And Bobby ended up having to kill his wife for the second time, and I felt so bad for Bobby the entire season because he was paralyzed for the entire season and in a wheelchair. And as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair. I have cerebral palsy, so my legs don't work as well as your guys do. So it was nice to have somebody that I could relate to in that episode, and that's why I like this episode so much. In season 6, my favorite episode is season 6, episode 4, Weekend at Bobby's, and you can probably guess why this is my favorite episode, and you'd be right. It's a Bobby-centric episode, and Jody is in this episode. Therefore, it's a Jobby episode, and it is directed by Jensen Ackles. So, and I love it when the stars end up directing episodes. I love Regis Spate Jr.'s episodes directing. And so that's why I love this episode so much. For season 7, my favorite episode might surprise you guys, but it is Death's Door, and that is the one where Bobby dies. Bobby seeks the help of an unlikely old friend to solve one of the most personal cases of his life. And the reason why I like this episode so much is because the way Bobby died, he had to experience some of his worst memories. And I love memory episodes, and I love flashback episodes, and I love Bobby, and I love Rufus. And so yeah, that is why I like this episode so much. Season 8, my favorite episode in Season 8. It is Season 8, Episode 19, called Taxi Driver. And you may be like, hey, why didn't you pick the Charlie one? Because in Season 7 and Season 8, because Charlie came in Season 7. That's because I wanted to pick the Bobby ones. And Taxi Driver is Sam and Dean respond to Kevin, who is hearing Crowley's voice in his head. They later team up with a raper to deal with the tablet's second trial. Throughout the entire 8th season, they have been doing the trials to close the gates of hell. And I love the second trial because the second trial is to take a soul from hell that shouldn't be there and return it to heaven. And they chose Bobby's soul, of course, which I personally love. So that's why I like that episode so much. And the last one for this video is Season 9. And my personal favorite episode in Season 9 is Season 9, Episode 19, Alex, Ellie, Alexis, Anne. And this is the one where when a prisoner is attacked by a vampire, Sheriff Mills calls Sam and Dean to discover a victim. The victim was kidnapped by... discovers the victim was kidnapped by an entire vampire family. Yep, this is one of the Wayward episodes, and Jody's in it, and Alex is in it, and it's the one where Alex is introduced. Alex is the girl who brings food to the vampires, and Jody basically saves her and says that, hey, you don't need to be a part of this family. If you don't want to, you can come with me, which I absolutely love. So that was the end of part 1 of this video. Always keep fighting because you are not alone, and love yourself first because you are enough, and stay wayward. Bye!